Right now, coronavirus vaccines are making their way across the country. But for some folks, for many folks, they are just not moving fast enough. North Carolina just became the latest state to push back on vaccinating people from across state lines. And as a group, these people are being called vaccine tourists. Our own Chris Jansen caught up with a couple in their 70s who drove 1,000 miles to get vaccinated. She joins us now from down south in Alabama. Chris, I need you to explain this to me because I'll tell you, when I first read the headline, vaccine tourists, I assumed these were spring breakers trying to get the vaccine so they could go on vacation. But these are senior citizens. Why do they have to do this?
Desperation, or at the very least frustration. I mean, there are two basic categories. One, people who don't qualify in the state where they are, so desperate to get a vaccine they will cross state lines. The other are people who qualify where they live, but they can't get an appointment, which brings me to Nate and Sue Mathis. Thank you for having us on your beautiful property. Sue, you called and called and called trying to get an appointment. Did you ever get a human being on the phone in Alabama?
No, I didn't.
How frustrating was that?
It was very frustrating. And so I finally called Nathan, and he had a friend down in Mississippi and was talking to him, and that's when he got us an appointment.
So you got an appointment, but did you even hesitate and say, 240 miles 4 times, that's just way too much?
No, I didn't hesitate on that because I had lost some friends to COVID-19, but my friend in Ocean Springs had got the shot that day, and he gave me a phone number, and I called, and it was Singing River Hospital in Gulfport, Mississippi. They have a young man, Mr. Lee Bond. He's a CEO there, and they did an excellent job. They gave Sue and I an appointment, and we went out there and got the first shot on the 16th of January.
Then you get sick. How important was the shot for you? 6
days later, I caught COVID-19, pneumonia. If I hadn't had that shot, I believe I'd have died. It was that bad. That's a bad boy, that COVID-19.
Well, we are glad you're okay. We are so glad to be here today, and we thank you for sharing your story. He mentioned Lee Bond. The CEO of the hospital where the Mathises went, he said he's been getting pushed back. He said there are a lot of people who are calling him and saying, why are you letting folks from other states in? His belief is that high-risk individuals need to get the shot wherever you are, however you can. But this is an ongoing debate, and states have been changing their rules about whether out-of-staters can actually get shots. It's all very confusing and, as I said, frustrating, Stephanie.
Confusing and frustrating, two signature words that have gone along with COVID since the beginning. Chris, thank you. Right there, we have heard this.